the channel. Today what I'm going to be talking about is the difference in powerlifting and bodybuilding. Now, most people that are interested in weightlifting are more or less interested in the bodybuilding aspects of weightlifting and not necessarily the powerlifting. But they do get the two confused. Most people confuse bodybuilding with powerlifting. They confuse the fact that the powerlifters are lifting a significantly more weight than that of the bodybuilder. But because of today's society and the amount of enhancement that's going on in the gyms, they are not able to tell the difference in the two. And bodybuilding is pretty much more or less concerned about the development and the balancing of the body. That's all it's about. It has nothing to do with the amount of weight that they're using. Even though these guys can lift a tremendous amount of weight because of the enhancement, their main goal is the balancing of the body and the concentration of filling the muscle with the exercise, combining the two together to create a certain proportion body. Whereas powerlifting is concerned strictly about how much weight a person can move, and the muscles that are being influenced are not necessarily muscles when it's powerlifters. It's pretty much tendons. You are concentrating more on tendon strength rather than muscle strength, and you are very much concerned about how fast can you get a weight from A to B. You know, from stagnant into motion, into getting it to where you want it at. You're doing the bench press, you want it hitting your chest, you want to back up as fast as possible to move as much weight as you can as possible. That kind of exercise work mainly tendons. So the person doesn't appear to be really big. They normally don't have that big look. Because they're targeting tendon muscles and not the actual, tendons. They're concentrating on the tendons and not really the muscle. The muscle growth is a byproduct of just lifting weights, period. So they do have some type of showing of they're in condition with the outward muscles, but it's not as great as that of a bodybuilder. Even though both can be enhanced, it's just the targeting areas are different. Now, what most people get confused at is that bodybuilders use rep ranges that are higher because they are trying to create as much hypertrophy as they can with the muscle. They're trying to break the muscle down as much as possible and allow it to heal as fast as possible so that they can get as much growth as fast as possible. Whereas the power lifter is still, their thing is basic. It's lower reps, move the weight as fast as I can, and get it back up. That's all they're concerned about. What their bodies really look like is secondary to them. Bodybuilders, their body is number one. That's their main concern, is what their bodies look like. And again, the reason that people confuse the two is that they are looking at the amount of weight that the bodybuilders are using, but they don't pay attention to the rep ranges that they use. They're still using high rep ranges and they're using heavy weight because they're enhanced. They can lift that heavier weight and still maintain the higher reps for the time and attention that they need because of the enhancement. That's the difference. You know, one use higher reps, one use lower reps. You know, power lifters, lower reps, all I want to do is move the weight. You know, but powerlifting can aid in bodybuilding simply because of the extra tendon strength. So when you have extra tendon strength, you can transfer that over to bodybuilding and allow you to lift heavier weights for higher reps because you condition the tendons a lot more in the powerlifting aspects of it than you would with the bodybuilding aspects of it. Even though bodybuilders can not do any kind of powerlifting and still get the muscle growth that they're trying to get, because again, they are working. The bodybuilders are working at breaking the muscle down, building them back up as fast as possible, and moving on to balancing their bodies. That's the difference. And you don't need a whole lot of weight to do that. All you need is mind and muscle connection with bodybuilding. Mind and muscle connection as far as time and attention. Whereas powerlifters are not concerned about the time and attention. They trying to get the weight off them as fast as possible. They're not worried about time and attention. That's the difference. You know, they still have that mind muscle connection, the same thing, but they're not concerned about time and attention, which is what bodybuilders are concerned about. That's what causes them to grow and get as big as they do. And you don't need a lot of weight to do that. So that's why most people are getting that confused, because of the enhancement and the amount of weight that they're lifting. They're blending the two together, and they are totally different. Even though you may want to use powerlifting to increase your tendon strength, but note that's all you're doing is increasing the tendon strength. You're not really concentrating on muscle development. So learn the difference in the two. You know, decide what it is that you're trying to do, and move to that area. You know, just know what you're doing on both sides. Anyway, that's what I thought I'd talk to y'all about. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe to the channel. And again, I'll be talking to you later.